Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be going over a build I've been running for years now. It's pretty much a revamp of an old video build I did a few years ago. And I've actually nicknamed this build Shielded, and you'll understand why once I go over everything later on. But starting off looking at the character screen right here, it has 64 health, and this is max health 49,000. I do have an increase on food, but right now it's showing 00, which I think is just a glitch from this new patch. But 18,000 stamina, 19,000 magicka, which, it has its up and down. But then also looking over here at resistance, everything caps at 50. So if you can keep a lot of the stuff over 46 to 48, even 50, this is 0.8. It's 0.8 over for fire, shock, frost, and magicka. Disease and poison and bleed. So resistant is all what you want to build up on here, and there's going to be more. There'll be more skills that increase spell and resistance, physical resistance, along with some critical. Critical is also the lowest I didn't focus on this build. But starting off, I'm going to go ahead and jump over to sets. First set is Leeching Plate. We have Leeching Plate as the armor for the added health, and the fifth piece is consistently popping due to damage taken. It's a nice safety net to have as a starter tank. This comes from the Imperial City Prison Dungeon. You can easily do this stuff on normal to get it, and then upgrade it using stations, crafting stations. Comes handy. Added healing taken, along with max health increasing you overall, and it does stay repeatedly popping due to the damage that you occur to happen. And then the second 5-piece is Hatching Shell. Comes from Shadowfen. It's an overland set that adds armor and health, which armor is needed to increase your resistance because you can have a lot of health, but without resistance, you will see it go down pretty fast. Also, as a starter tank, the 5-piece damage shield comes in handy as you first start off, because it's constantly something boosting over your health to give you a little bit more leeway of taking damage, which this is called shielded. There's a lot of shields in this build, so your health is not going to be getting hit that often. And then also for the monster set is Mighty Chidones. Adds armor, max health, and then also increases physical and spell penetration at all times for resistance, not penetration, resistance. So that's why you want to have these to increase your resistance there. Also, one thing I forgot to go over on the character is the Lord is the Mundus Stone we are running. So that is the Mundus Stone. I'm going to go over skills and then champion points. Skills, starting off with the first bar, I'm using Biting Jabs, but you don't have to. You can easily put Piercing Armor, which is Puncturing Sweep, and then also you could do another one-handed of Blow Slash or Shield Charge just to get in there faster and aggro. Instead of Biting Jabs, I just put this on to just play with it a little bit. Also, Inner Rage is number 2, which is my taunt. Then here comes the two of the shields on this bar, which is Defensive Posture. This adds a shield over you, and then Bone Shield morph to Spiked Bone Shield, which also is a synergy. An ally near you can activate the Bone Wall to synergize, and also increases damage shield equivalent to 30% of their max health for 6 seconds. So anyone close to the tank can also play off of this, which is nice to give them a little bit of a leeway. And then Puncturing, I'll use this for Pierce Armor to make it where the group can do more damage onto bosses. So Inner Rage, Piercing Armor, Shield, my 2 shields. And then also the back bar, it's not a necessity, but I do use it. It has 2 more shields, which is Steadfast Ward, which I haven't morphed yet, just because I've been undecided on what ability. This is on the Restoration Staff. I've just been undecided, and also I don't have a skill point right now. I need to revamp some of this stuff, or just go and hunt down Sky Shards. But Steadfast War, I've been undecided on where to morph this, so it's just Steadfast Ward currently. Combat Prayer, I dropped this to aid the team again, especially if it's just doing veteran content where it's 3 DPS and 2 tank and a tank. Comes in handy for trials to have a back bar. So you have Steadfast War, Combat Prayer, and then also Blazing Shield, which was the Sun Shield morphed. So these are the other 2 shields. I have Grand Healing, which has been morphed. Obviously, it's a ground heal. It's nice because I can heal myself, drop it on me. As long as the DPS have self heals, they're good. I can drop this along with all my shields and stay up. And then the 5th is Channel Focus. This also standing there heals me, and also adds more physical and spell resistance. So this is what this will look like. If you go into the character, it boosts your spell and physical penetration. But that's the downside. So whenever I place it, I need to switch back. As you can see, with the restoration staff, it's dropped down to 47 on all. But then I switch after popping it, and I'm back up. So minor mending, increasingly done. Because on the back bar, that is one thing I forgot to cover, is the Black Rose restoration staff. It's the normal. I haven't done to get it perfected, but this comes in handy, especially because I'm boosting off the Steadfast Ward shield. Gosh, I could not think of that name for some reason. Now I'm going to go over champion points. These 2 right here, I have Steed's Blessing and Friends in Low Places, just to have them. The passives on crafting, I'm not worried about. You know, increased gold, you're going to have, that way you get more gold. And then Way Shrine to reduce if you're traveling places. This, you're going to want to have, that way you can keep up with the group when you're out of fights. Mostly this is just passives and crafting, so you don't have to worry too much about that. But then here comes the blue tree, which is this what you want to have. I have Fighting Fitness, increasing your critical damage and critical healing done. So increasing the healing, especially for the ground healing, it does help. Damage Ironclad for damage reduction. I also have increasing max magicka. The other one increasing max stamina. Then I also have the other buff for max magicka and max stamina. You really want to have that strong overhaul of stamina, getting as much as you can for this stuff. Just, it's nice. It comes in handy for both parts. And then also for the passives, I have enough where I have everything in there, but Healing Taken is one you need to grab as well, and Preparation for damage reduction, and then another Harden damage reduction, and Elemental Agony damage reduction. So that is a good tree to spec in. You're also going to have to go there for Ironclad. So that is a good tree to have for damage reductions. Over here I have Offensive Penetration, Increased Chance, and then also War Mage. This stuff you don't need to get right away because this is DPS things. I just have enough champion points where I started to spec into it just to aid out here and there. I also have Master Blessing, Blessed to increase healing done. This again is for healers. You do not have to spec into this. I would definitely pick up the passives, but I do not recommend using these right away unless you're going to use From the Brink, which whenever you heal yourself or an ally, like you're in this build, you have a back bar. It can give you a damage, you grant them a damage shield and damage absorption. So that, if you want to get rid of max magicka, you could use From the Brink, but that's for the blue tree. A lot of passives here and there, but for the majority, the 4 that I'm using is Fighting Finesse, Ironclad, Arcane Supremacy, and Endless Endurance. On to Fitness. Starting off with these 4, I have Shield Master, reduces the cost of your damage shield abilities. You have 4 damage shields you are popping. This is something you're going to want to grab. Peace of Mind, increased magicka and health recovery while under the effects of crowd control. You're the tank. You're going to be calling for everything to come towards you repeatedly with inner rage. You're going to get under crowd control. So increasing your recovery is very nice. I have Fortified, increase armor. And then I also have Boundless Vitality, increasing max health, armor, and health. 2 things you're going to want to have. Same thing here. I have the Hero's Vigor to increase. I have Sprinter to reduce costs for if am running. Just again, a lot of the passives, I have so many points, I do grab them. But realistically, you're going to want to spec over to the right. That way, block mitigation, block cost reduction, cost reduction for bash, and then increase your bash damage, because these are what you're going to be doing a lot as a tank. So it's better to collect these passives along with max health right here, and along with those. But this over here reduces your blocking and your bashes that you use to interrupt enemies, such as bosses. So these are going to be the way you want to spec. Those are for the champion points. And now, with all that being over and done with, I am going to go ahead and show you how this works inside a boss fight. So with that being further done, if you want to stick around and watch the boss fight to see how it handles, but this is the key components you need. If you don't want to stick around and watch that, a like and subscribe and a comment would be much appreciated. This is going to be the end of commentary. If you want to just go ahead and run it after getting this stuff heard, you can. But thank you for coming. And the reason I do call this shielded is also another thing before I cut this off, is there's 5 damage shields. You have one off of your set, which is Hatchling Shell, and then you have 4 on your bar, and that is the reason I call it shielded, because realistically, with all of them popped, you're gonna have well over 60. Well, you're at 114%, 54,000, with all of them popped at once. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. Commentary is ending now. Thank you for sticking around this long, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.